Hey, Shaun Campbell 2.0 here. It is Friday night. So what are you guys up to? Jump on here, let's talk. I'm just hanging out here. Riley's here working on some drawings and stuff like that. I thought I'd jump on YouTube live and see what you guys are up to. Let you guys know I posted a new video, like a workout video. It's a pull workout video. So it's got deadlifts, barbell rows, pull-ups, bicep curls, shrugs, all these kind of things. So it's basically a back and biceps workout. It's called a pull day workout. It's the exact workout I do. So if you go watch it, you get to see exactly what I do when I do the pull workout as part of the routine that I'm on right now. I'm doing a push-pull legs, and the pull workout is the exact workout I do. So I show you the full workout, all the reps, all the exercises, all that. So go check that out. That's right on my channel, Shaun Campbell 2.0. So yeah, so come on in here, say hi, what's up, what's shaking? I'm rocking the International Drug-Free Athletics long sleeve tee. Got the Workout Warrior logo on the arm as well. So yeah, I got some battle wounds here, guys, because as some of you guys know on here, I'm taking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and it's really hands-on grappling stuff, right? So sometimes a fingernail will catch you, and that's the first injury. First scratch I got. I get injuries, like I get sore here and there, and this, that, and the other, because it is very intense, right? But it's the first scratch that I've got, especially on the face. Like, come on, of all places. Like those type of scratch with a nail, they stay like bright red. Like even when they're healed, it's just bright red. Not healed, but like it doesn't like just, you know what I mean, scab over or something. It just stays bright red because it rips just a layer of skin off, right? So it's nice and pretty looking, and it looks really fun right in the battle scars of the mark of a warrior. That's the positivity. I like that. I'll take that. Because that's why I even told the guys, I don't mind, man. It's just a rite of passage or something, right? Because the guy that did it is way better than me, who's demonstrating how to, like, defend a technique of some sort. Because I was, like, behind him working on how to put a choke on. He was, like, how to get out of it. And you have to slip your hands in there, right? And my face was right there. And he went, whoop, right into my face. And it scratched me. When it happened, I didn't say a word. Like, I just played it off like everything's cool. Just because what you're going to do is stop and cry about it. So I just kept on moving, right? And then after I saw him, like, whoa, that's pretty wild looking. I definitely I knew I was scratched because I felt it. It was like, okay, I got scratched. Oh yeah, if anyone's on here who hasn't subscribed, I need one extra subscription tonight, because last time I looked, my subscribers had 2,099 subscribers. I would love to get 2,100 subscribers. So when it shows up on my subscribers, I'll say 2.1K. So if you haven't subscribed, just do that, and you can be that 2,100th subscriber. That'd be real cool. All right, X Savage. How the hell do you say your handle? XXX Savage XZN XXX. I appreciate that, brother. Where are you guys from? I'm in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm just outside of Toronto, but I'm so close, so you might as well call me Toronto. Unless you're a diehard about what Toronto is, then I'm just outside of it. Like, but I can see the CN Tower from my condo. So, Indonesia, cool. What time is it there? Because right here it is 11 p.m. Eastern time. Well, 11:13 p.m. Eastern time. I didn't realize it was so late. Holy shit. But whatever. You got to come on here. You got to build up the community, right? Check out I posted some cool like workout videos recently. Like I did a leg workout. I posted a back and biceps workout called a pull workout. And I actually taped a chest workout yesterday. Chest, triceps, and shoulders. And I think it actually turned to be one of my best videos I've taped in a while. But I haven't edited it yet. So I just uploaded it all to my computer right now. And I'm going to edit it in the next few days. So I'll probably have it out next few days. And I got a couple cool videos about women, female bodybuilders from like the 80s and 90s, before all the steroid abuse. So when the girls kind of had like a fit, feminine, but yet muscular body. and some of them were really attractive women back then. So it's pretty cool. I'm getting a lot of buzz with those. Those are my 2 best videos all year. Like, I've been posting videos, basically my 2 best videos ever that I actually put together. And they're both 2 women, female bodybuilders, but they're attractive ones, of course, right? So that's what gets all the attention. And I basically share their posing routines, and I talk a bit about them and my take on what I think about them and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a cool vibe. I might just start doing that, like picking out, not random, but like picking out the popular, attractive women fitness competitors and stuff, right? So I think that's a cool vibe, especially when you do like 80s, 90s, so it's sort of like a throwback. And to it gives these girls a little bit of an extra attention they haven't gotten in a while. Well, they've gotten it, but I mean, it gives them the respect they deserve. That's what I mean, because they're iconic fitness people that I did the videos on. So now they're getting, like, people are seeing them again after 30, 40 years, right? And remembering about, hey, remember those girls? Holy shit, they were something else. They were like trailblazers in the bodybuilding world, or whatever you want to call it, right? They're fitness icons. The one Sharon Bruneau actually commented on my post, so that was really cool. She said she was honored or whatever, that type of thing, on Facebook. So that was cool. So I'm gonna even do a follow-up video about her, because I came across some more really good footage about her as well, and then even show that as well and talk about that. Yeah, okay, okay, Kazin Napton. I don't need the $100, but I'll take it. But no, yeah. But yeah, shout out to Kazin Napton for stopping in here. Where are you from, Kazin? I'm in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, guys. I see a lot of people from the USA. I see Kentucky. I see Indonesia. I see just USA in general. I see another USA. So it's really cool to see you guys on here. I'm in Canada, Toronto, Canada. I'm just sitting here rocking out. There's my little YouTube set thing. I usually use natural lights. I usually do all my taping I like to do during the daytime when I have natural light coming in here, so it's a nice bright white light. Because the light that is in my condo here is like a yellowish light, so I hate the look of it, but I'd rather have yellowish light than not tape at all, right? Because I can't say I'm not taping because it's not daytime. That's what I was doing for a while. I was trying to only tape it in daytime because that's when the light looked the best and the whole set looked the best and everything. So I could sit right here and open the windows and just have the big, because I got windows all around the condo, right? So when the bright light's coming in, it's great lighting. You don't even need extra lighting or anything, right? What I'm going to try to show you guys. Maybe I'll pull some of the stuff up on my screen here. I'm going to pull up my channel on my YouTube, and I'm going to show you the new videos I posted. I'm going to unplug my hard drive. I don't need it. Okay, what we got here? Bear with me, guys. I'm going to flip the script. There we go. Like, for example, what do we got here? Oh, that one right there. Pull day for mass, insane workout for mass and strength. It's actually a really cool video. I do a heavy deadlift for me, I do, right? So it's pretty cool. So go check that out. I just posted it just like now, basically, so the views are very low, right? Then I did a leg workout, but I don't know why the views are so low on that, but shit. It's almost embarrassing. I posted that yesterday. People aren't really into that right now. I feel like that I'm a new YouTuber, that my videos get held for like 2 days and then they go crazy. Because this video here, for example, has 2.3 thousand videos about glass Portuguese, right? The first 2 days I only had about 30 likes on it, and then out of nowhere today, all those yesterday, all those likes are from yesterday till now. Basically, it was at like 20 something, now it's at 2,300 and something. And same with Sharon Bruneau over here. She's at 2,800 and something. So those are my best videos by far so far, right? This Arnold one's a real cool video, but it's not getting real amazing traction. Almost 200 views. So yeah, just go check out some of these videos, guys. And I do a lot of lives. So these are all those there. Like that's a live video. That was a live. That was a live. Like I go on live a lot, right? Let's get back to me. Yeah. So go check it out, guys. Go check it out. So it looks like I might have got the 2,100 subscribers. Let me take a look. I'll be happy if I did. Let me refresh this sucker. Actually, my computer's not as fast. If I go on my phone and check my analytics, it gives me up-to-date stuff way quicker, but whatever. I'll try a look on here. I'm pulling up my analytics. I'm looking at that while I'm talking to you guys. Yeah, so if anyone's new on here, just subscribe to the channel, man. Let's do it. Make me a happy guy. This scratch is driving me bananas. That's all I see when I look at myself in the reflection here. You know when you just see one thing and you can't help it? Oh my God, it still says I'm at 2,099 subscribers. Me just hasn't updated yet. So I need whoever's on here, just give me a subscribe because I want to get that 2.1K. It just would look so sweet because it's at 2,099 subscribers. Like, come on. It hasn't even rounded up yet. Because here you go. See, just to show you. It says 2,099 subscribers. It hasn't changed yet. But I'm doing really good for my watch hours and stuff. But 2,099. And then I got plus 66 subscribers in the last little while. Like, I guess the base is it's in the last like 4 weeks, right? So I haven't done it hasn't gone crazy. So I need to get some more subscribers happening. So 2,099 guys, see that? Subscribers? I need that to change. All I need to do is just add 1 subscriber, guys. So everyone in here, just throw a subscribe who hasn't done that yet. And let's see if we can get that. Because I keep refreshing my screen. Let me see if I can get that sucker to say 2,100. Like, it's driving me nuts that it's not saying 2,100. It's got to do it right now. Come on. But I feel like my computer doesn't like my PC doesn't update quickly, or unless someone just subscribe. Someone subscribe. Come on, guys. It still says 2,099. That's driving me bananas. But that's just how it is. How's it going, Riley?
It looks a bit too realistic.
What are you trying to draw? But you want it to look realistic.
Look at the body.
That looks pretty good. Yeah. You're doing a good job over there. Yeah, guys, it's Shaun Campbell 2.0 here. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. There's a little picture of me from back in the day when I did a competition. There's a little picture of me back in the day on a magazine cover. I never ever did like that magazine cover, but the fact it's a magazine cover, I just kept it, you know what I mean? Because when you do like a cover for somebody or something, or the photographer takes it and is going to submit it for you, they submit what they want. Like, I would never, don't you hate when like I would never have said, oh, that's the picture I love. But that was 20 years ago, guys. That's 2000. That right there is 2005. This right there is maybe 2002. But I just had some cool pictures. I just kept them because I had them framed. They were just there. So I'm one of those guys who never updates photos. So I had just 2 cool pictures that were already in frames, so I just put them up. Because they do represent my career in fitness and all that, right? So. Do comparison video about the past workout competitions to modern competitions, Ika? Oh, you mean show maybe even show a routine of a top bodybuilder to compare him to another top bodybuilder, but then I could actually take the spin on it, basically saying how good the 80s and 90s, how classic these guys looked compared to the modern bodybuilder. Like, imagine an Arnold. Have you ever seen Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was in his prime, his posing routines? How they were just he was so charismatic and he just owned it, right? He might not have been. He didn't have the big massive legs, he didn't have the belly, all this shit they have now, but his physique was wow. Or even Steve Reeves, not Steve Reeves, like a Frank Zane. You know that? See them doing a pose down, and then you watch even like a Jay Cutler or something, even though that's the best of the best, but it's just not the same. That big, bulky, bloaty mass, it's impressive to say, holy shit, that's huge, but it's not impressive like, holy shit, that's a beautiful physique, because that's what even Arnold was says all the time, and people really hate him for saying it, because he speaks the truth, because when you're in the 70s, you just say it like it is, you know what I mean? He can't help him fucking self, right? He just says it like it is. Even though he's promoting this shit, he promotes the Arnold Classic, but he'll diss these fuckers in a second. Because he just basically says that the beauty of the bodybuilding is gone. With all these drugs, there's no going back. Because what are you going to do? Make all your guys smaller? Drop bodybuilding and just have classic bodybuilding? That's it? Because that's basically the look of the whatever, the golden era, right? And they're on more drugs than they were, so they're even bigger. Even the classic physique guys are way more jacked up than the bodybuilders back in the 80s and 90s. I'll even say 80s. We don't want to say 90s, so that's when like Flex Wheelers and all them started popping up, right? And these guys were jacked like motherfuckers, right? 90s is when they all started getting just nuts. Even the women's bodybuilding, because I'm like watching a lot of women's bodybuilding stuff, because I'm having a fun time posting videos about the ones that actually were natural and pretty and all that stuff. So I'm finding a lot of them, but I have to go back to the 80s and 90s to find a natural feminine bodybuilder. Do you know what I mean? They're not around no more. Like, you can't go and find a beautiful looking, natural looking physique on a female bodybuilder. So I have to dig back. And then I came across Rachel, like, I always thought it was McLeish. It's McLeish or something. McLeish. It's not McLeish. I always thought it was McLeish. It's McLeish or something. I'll have to read. When I go do a video on her, I'll make sure I double check how to say her name. But she talks about how she's against steroids in women's bodybuilding, and she has some great interviews of her talking about. So I want to figure out a way to get a swing on that and to be able to use that coverage, because you're allowed to use, as a YouTube creator, you're allowed to use other people's videos as long as you have a spin on it and you're adding to the conversation, basically like that, right? I can't just say, oh, check out Rachel McLeish's interview from 1990 and just play it and just record the whole thing and then play it for you guys. Because they'll say, okay, what'd you even do that for? Like, you just want to get the views off someone else's video, right? I have to like basically say, oh yeah, I came across McLeish, her thing, and this is what she thought, and here's my thought on that, and I really, whatever, like that kind of thing. Because I basically, you guys need to, like, anyone who has any interest in bodybuilding, not even just females, but just bodybuilding in general, the stance she takes on steroids and bodybuilding is so fucking solid, especially for women's physiques. She nailed it, and this was 40 years ago. She nailed it 40 years ago, because she even says the proof is here now that steroids would ruin women's bodybuilding. Look what it's done, because it's not women's bodybuilding no more. Because she even says how these people are taking stuff, they're taking the same drugs that people take or they're transitioning into men. That is some scary fucking shit, right? Like, I'm dead. Like, the more I start seeing this and I go back to and I listen to stuff like that, it just solidifies why I'm strongly like against steroid use and just in general, especially women. Like, I'm totally against steroid use in women. I'm against it in men too, even the TRT and all that stuff. Because the more I see about how it messes with your whole system, right? Your body runs in harmony. And then when you start injecting anything, no matter what it is, it starts fucking you up. Like, someone, I need TRT. Now you injected testosterone. Now you don't think everything else is out of whack now? Because your body is a harmonious thing. Anyways, but she talks about stuff like that, right? So she's great. And she's so... She can't help it, but that she's so damn good looking. Like, it's kind of crazy. And then I see her, like, as an older lady doing it too, and she's still good looking as hell. Like, and that's probably why people hate her too, because she's so attractive. Like, she's not just good looking, she's gorgeous. She's like a model, and she's not as muscular as everyone else too, so that must have pissed people off too. Like, she wasn't that muscular, But at the time, Joe Weider and them, when they're promoting women's bodybuilding, because she was the first women's bodybuilding champion ever, right? They wanted like a combination of like they wanted a woman. They didn't want a woman on drugs. They basically they didn't want a woman that's transitioning to a man. Do you know what I mean? To win the bodybuilding shows. They wanted women winning bodybuilding shows. That was what the whole point was. But when they allowed competitors on drugs to start doing this, that's it. Because you can only go one way. When you start awarding, see, look at men's bodybuilding. What's next? They didn't get smaller because they were talking about, oh, we're going to make them smaller. No, they start creating smaller categories. But they kept the men's bodybuilding. They created classic physique because they couldn't deal with, because they could, there's no way in hell because the people, because you can't stop people from just abusing drugs. You can't stop it. You don't think these guys are going to get even bigger? You don't think the women's bodybuilders are going to get even bigger? Because now they added women's physique, so women's bodybuilders can still stay huge. And basically, they're a bunch of men out there, right? And that's scary shit. But to each their own, do what you want, and it's not the fault of the competitor; it's the fault of the organizations, right? Because if they're getting rewarded, they're gonna do it. If men are getting rewarded and having bubble guts and being 300 pounds on stage with a belly that sticks out farther than their chest, like how a gorilla would, right? If they're getting awarded and winning shows, why the hell are they gonna stop? Because now the guys that are smaller are going to say, holy shit, I got to be 300 pounds. Like, guys with great physiques that were smaller, like a Shaun Clarita, okay? Take a look at this guy recently. Yes, he looks huge, but he's looking freaky. Like, he's got bumps on his forehead. Like, his forehead, his body is changing. He is becoming like his skull is changing. It's scary shit, man. Drugs are not the answer. Okay. This says International Drug-Free Athletics, okay? And I'm going to live and die by this. Yes, guys, if you choose to go the natural route, you're never going to be a Ronnie Coleman or whatever the fuck. But look at Ronnie Coleman now. You're never going to be a Rich Piana, but look at Rich Piana now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, people, come on. Oh, there's hereditary why they're dying early. Oh, yeah, it's not. They always deny it's steroids. Okay, you think these people are having health problems and dying and all this shit, and it's nothing to do with steroids. Nope, nothing to do with steroids. Guy had a lot of stress in his life. That's what did it, not the steroids. Oh, they have heart issues in their family, not the steroids. Not the fact I'm 300 juiced out of my fucking mind. Anyways, yeah, so who's on here? Subscribe to the channel, guys. Let me refresh my channel. I'm refreshing my analytics on my desktop to see if I got 2,100 yet. Because I'm like sitting right there at it. Like, I just need one subscriber to get me there. But I also think my desktop analytics don't update as quickly as my phone does. It still says 2099, but it also might not be updated yet. My desktop always updates slower. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna do some comparison. That's good. I love it because I'm watching the 80s and 90s, sorry, 70s and 80s bodybuilding. That's what's got my attention right now. I'm watching videos on Mike Mentzer and all. You know, people think Mike Mentzer's a crazy man, but you apply some of his techniques because now I'm doing this push, pull legs, and I'm watching Mike Mentzer talk about his heavy, high intensity training. I'm just a little bit. I can't wrap my mind around doing so little sets, but I get what he's saying a lot about the recovery, about keeping it the basics, all out effort on a set. It all makes sense. So I'm trying to apply that to what I'm doing because I'm on a strength phase right now. Oh, oh, actually pretty good. What the hell? Are those abs?
Yeah.
This is what my daughter just drew. She's 8. But I said, what the hell did you got there? She's drawing us one of the cartoons on TV, and then she threw abs.
No, it's not a cartoon. I just made it.
Oh, you just made it up?
Yeah.
She just made up this person, and the person's got shredded abs. That's the kind of influence I have in this house. But that's good. And it's also a woman with abs. There's nothing wrong with that.
Her face looks so weird.
Oh no, stay to the topic. That's cool. No, I'm not doing Taekwondo. I did Taekwondo though before, but I only did that like way back in the day for a year and a half. So I didn't do it long. I think I got to like I don't even know what belt I got. About 3 or 4 colors up. So maybe they're about a couple years.
Purple.
Did I get that far?
Yeah.
Was it purple? Are you sure?
And I didn't get far at all. I was only at like orange or yellow.
Okay, well I got to purple belt in Taekwondo, but right now I'm doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I just started. Like I'm just going once a week. Like I'm not doing anything crazy because I'm so into like my working out and stuff. That's priority. Like if I don't have time, like I'll always make no matter what's going on in my life, I got time to go work out and stuff, and I'll always schedule it in. I'll revolve my schedule around. But I'm having a hard time revolving like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so I decided, because at first I was like gung-ho, like I'm gonna go all the time. Then I'm like, you know what? Realistically, I'm gonna go once a week right now, and if it changes, we'll go more. I do like the idea of kind of like getting physical, because I used to do wrestling in high school and I was really good at it, and I was gonna do it in university, but I didn't just because I don't know. I just didn't like the discipline at all, because they were doing because I was gonna be on the team for University of Western Ontario, but then I found out they were like going for jogs at 5:30 in the morning and all this stuff, and like I just love work, and that's when I started loving working out anyways. I'd rather go get a workout in with weights than go deal with all this shit. Like get up at 5, like I wasn't that much. I knew that's when you know you don't have a passion for it, because because I just didn't have a passion for it. I liked it, and I was going to be on the Western wrestling team, the University of Western Ontario wrestling team. But then I said, fuck this, man. Because basically there's also, in Canada at the time especially, and there's no UFC and all this MMA and all this glory for wrestling and all. There was no recognition for wrestlers. You could be the national wrestling champion and no one gives a fucking crap. You could be the city champion in basketball team and the whole city knows you. I'm telling you, you could be the world champion in wrestling and no one gives a crap back then, right? I don't know about how it is now. I think in the States it's a bit different, but Canada definitely no one gives a crap about wrestling, right? Like, because all through high school I was one of the top wrestlers, say in the province or whatever. I was one of the top wrestlers, always, right? No one cared, but no one messed with me, but no one cared. But the basketball team would win a game and everyone would be fucked with a pep rally. I go win the conference title. No one gives a fuck. They win a fucking game, we have a pep rally. That's just going to show you. That's kind of where it was. Not that I needed glory, but it would have definitely helped. Because just imagine if you got respect for what you did, especially as a youth, a young person, right? Because young people need to get some validation, right? Anyway, so that's kind of what made me not want to go and continue it into university. Because I was like, what the fuck is in it for me anyways? Like, no one gives a shit. And then I kind of lost passion for it because I started working out with weights near the end of high school, and I really liked it. Even though I wasn't a bodybuilder, like it wasn't, my genetic makeup wasn't to be a huge guy, but I liked the fact that I had control of this. Because I was tiny in high school. I was so small and all the rest, because that's what I liked about wrestling at first. That's what drew me to it, because I am very small, but I get to go against people in a sporting environment that are my size. And for my size, I am very strong, so I did very well, right? Like I was a small, strong guy. That's why no one really bothered me, because it would look really bad for the small, strong guy to beat up the big guy, because especially when I'm small, so they're like, oh, this guy's smaller than you, then how come he just took you down and made you look like a fool? Because wrestling's a sport, and if you try to monkey around with me or grapple with me on the playground, I'm gonna make you look bad, because that's what I do every day. This is what I practice. My sport is to wrestle on the playground. So if you want to monkey around me on the playground, it's not going to go well for you. You could be 200 pounds. If you don't have wrestling background, I'm going to throw you around. But if you got a wrestling background, yeah, weight classes matter a lot, right? So I don't know. I'm just rambling. I'm just on here Friday night rambling, guys. But I kind of get to... What I like about it is almost like getting things off my chest and speaking things into existence, testing out ideas. Like I think, like as I'm talking, like because even with what Abram already just said here about comparing the bodybuilding routines or the workout routines or just anything like old school to new school, that's gonna be fun. I like that idea a lot because I'm watching a lot of. I'm going back to the 70s, 80s videos for inspiration because I don't get inspired by these guys. I can't get inspired. I almost feel like I can't promote these idiots that are juiced up like fuck and say, oh yeah, great routines, I'm gonna follow this. You're juiced to fuck. How can you tell me what to do? And every time they try to give you advice on working out, they never talk about all the drugs. Oh, you gotta do these sets and this and that. No, that has nothing to do why you're 260 pounds shredded. Nothing to do with it. If you want to gain 10 pounds, you don't change your workout program. You change your fucking supplement program, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? That's what they're changing. They're changing their injections. They're not changing their approach to fitness. They're changing their approach to supplementation. You know what I mean? So how the hell am I going to learn anything from you guys? I'm going to learn nothing from you. If I want to use it as motivation of some sort, you can still do that, right? Maybe I learn from these guys that their marketing and stuff. Like that's what I watch for. Like, oh, what's Steve Mom? How's he doing that to get the marketing of this? And what kind of social media posts are they making? Like I watch them for that. Or the ones that have YouTube channels. Oh, what are they doing differently that's getting their YouTube? Oh yeah. Just rambling, guys, but yeah. But going back, if you guys, if you're natural, especially if you're a natural athlete, go check out some of the old school bodybuilding stuff. That'll get you re-inspired, right? Because you'll start seeing realistic physiques that motivate you and inspire you. Either there was a little bit of drugs involved. The most of their approach was because of how they trained, how they ate, and all that stuff, right? And they did that. Their drugs were like a supplement. You know, you supplement to your workout. Because most of them all started out natural and stuff, and then they started out a little bit of stuff when they went to the universe or something, right? But then eventually became like, fuck, take it, everyone's taking it, just fucking, the kid at the local gym's taking it nowadays, right? Like, everyone's taking the shit. They're all going to pay the fucking price down the road. May not everyone, because not everyone's going to have bad side effects, but everyone's going to have some kind of side effect. Because there's no way that you're going to get out scot-free with this shit. No way. But then again, some people, that's the price. They don't mind. The price to look jacked is worth it. They do not care. They are willing to take this risk, this price, or whatever, right? Just like women do all these cosmetic surgeries, they're willing to take the risk, right? Because that means so much to them. And most people that do all this crazy shit are all younger people that aren't thinking long term. They're not thinking. Oh no. So yeah, so everyone's on here. Subscribe, guys. Like I said, my computer doesn't really update quickly, so I don't know if I've got the 2100 yet. The 2.1K. That's what I want to see. 2.1K. Let me see what's happening. My screen's refreshing, but my computer always never refreshes well. It still says 2099, like. But if a few of you guys just subscribe, then for sure when I do get an update for my analytics, like for the subscriber count, it will be 2.1K. So if I get just a couple of you guys on here to subscribe, then we're rocking and we're rolling. So if you're seeing me on here, even if you're not in my comments or anything, you're not talking or anything, because I do see that there's people watching. If you're watching, just subscribe, because then when I get an update on my analytics, it's going to say 2,100 or more than that, right? I just want to get to 2.1, because the next goal will be 2.2. The next goal will be 2.3. We're going there. It's one of those things I'm noticing with YouTube. The better you start doing, the better you start doing, if that makes sense. The more people start watching your stuff, engaging with your stuff, the better views you're getting, the better your next videos are going to do. Like, everything just starts getting better, because however the algorithm works, obviously if they believe that your content is something people are interested in, they're going to push it to other people that are viewing like, other people's what do you, home pages or whatever you want to say. You know what I mean? No, I've never done a take on any of Arnold's stuff. The only thing I've done a take on is Arnold's book, and I just did a quick take on it, right? Like a quick book review on it, just saying whether if I thought it was good for natural or basically if a natural bodybuilder should check it out. That's the only thing I've done, like on the Arnold Encyclopedia, right? Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding. So I haven't done anything else on Arnold. Because to be honest with you, because I was so like stupid at first because I said I was natural bodybuilding. I can't talk about any bodybuilders around drugs. I can't talk about like Chris Bumsteads and all stuff. But now I figure I consider myself a YouTuber. I'm going to talk about everybody. And unfortunately, there's no one in the natural bodybuilding world that people really give a fuck about, right? To be honest, right? And also, and then if it's people that compete in my shows, for example, they're just more regular people. And yes, you can give them a little bit of hype or whatever, but you want the people that are in the media who you should be talking about, because as a content creator, you talk about relevant stuff. Arnold Schwarzenegger is relevant. Chris Bumstead's a relevant person. Sam Sulek's relevant. But then I could do like you were saying, the spin on things by bring the modern age with the older age and kind of like, and then put my spin on it and how I think they both, my thoughts on both of them, especially coming from a point of view of a natural athlete or natural bodybuilder, or I think that'd be great. That's an awesome idea. Even with the Arnold's past movie documentaries, because I can just talk about Arnold's past movie documentaries just based on him being Arnold. I don't have to say natural bodybuilder or anything. Just let's talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger, because he's the reason why bodybuilding's here. He's the reason why even natural bodybuilding's here. He's the reason why bodybuilding's here, period. That includes natural bodybuilding. And to be honest with you, I think Arnold, if he had to break it down, like it wasn't about money and fame and all this stuff, he would be on the side of natural bodybuilding. The problem is you can't get great physiques, like not great, but you just can't build something like the Olympia or the Arnold Classic if you do it natural. It's not going to have that effect, right? Because this is a whole different market of people that are willing to do whatever it fucking takes, risk everything to get that physique, right? Because I bet you, because Arnold has like sons, right? The one son that competes or whatever, he does it all naturally. You don't think Arnold encourages the son to do it all naturally? Why wouldn't he? Why the fuck would he want his son to not be natural? He wouldn't want that. And when it comes to women's bodybuilding, Arnold is very clear that he's into, he doesn't say, he doesn't like the overly muscular women look. He doesn't like where it's gone. He's very clear about that. I think he prefers the classic physiques as well. Because he doesn't like, he talks a lot about not liking the bubble guts, right? Because it is ridiculous. Like if you look back in the day when the Bible was starting to get just outrageous, someone like a Shaun Ray, even though people hate the guy because he's very controversial, he has an opinion about everything, blah, blah, blah. Well, basically just he talks against all these steroid abusers, that's all. That's why they don't like him. But anyway, so Shaun Ray, he had a great physique. He was smaller, but he always had a tight waistline. He always posed well. He always looked fantastic on stage. I think he got second a couple times in the Olympia. But there was no like weird side effects to this guy's physique. He's a guy with great genetics who probably did a little bit of stuff, but he didn't abuse shit and get a weird looking look. You know what I mean? Anyways, guys, subscribe. Subscribe on here because I'm trying to get that 2,100 subscribers. Because the fucking thing is looking at me. It says 2,099. I'm looking at it right now because my desktop computer is right in front of me. I'm going to refresh it again. Even though I don't think it's going to change, because I think my desktop, I never look at the analytics on it because it's never up to date for some reason. I don't know why my computer's slower. Well, Sam Sulek, I don't know. I like the idea of him like being a good social media character. That he's got a lot of people's attention. But come on, we got to keep it real. Like sometimes you got to get over the fact that he seems like a nice guy. He's on social media. He's always smiling. So we're forgetting that he's fucking abusing drugs like a fucking maniac. Like he's so much abusing drugs, it's not even funny. You can't go from 170 as a diver, like basically 175, lean and mean, to 270 within a couple years, and he did that. All jacked up to shit, and he's got acne everywhere. The only thing that the reason why he looks so much better on stage is because he gets to put a spray tan and cover up all that fucking acne shit, right? I'm not saying he doesn't got good genetics, because to put 100 pounds of muscle, no matter how you did it, is great genetics. The guy's got great genetics, and you can see by his physique, he's got great genetics. But he wouldn't break 200 pounds on stage ever if he was natural. Never. And he was up to 217. He had to diet down to make that weight class because Classic has a weight cap. But no, I'm not. I like the guy and I like what he stands for and all that. But then when it comes right down to it, I can't promote that message he has, right? Because the message he has is to do it at all costs. I don't care if you're happy and you're a nice guy and all that stuff. You're teaching the new generation, the teenagers, to basically jack up like a motherfucker and not care what people think and go after your goals. That's the message. If you really break it down, what's his real message? To do what the fuck you want with your body, and that includes abusing steroids. Because he's abusing it. He's not just doing a little bit of stuff here and there. He's abusing steroids, because anyone who competes at that level and gets that kind of gains, and you see how big he gets in the off season before he dieted down. Like he basically could eat whatever, he could eat a dozen donuts because of the amount of drugs he was on, and still put on size and keep lean. It's like, how do you do that? If I ate a dozen, if a natural guy, even with great genetics, ate like he did, they'd be like this fattest guy ever, and they'd barely crack 200 pounds, and then they'd diet down and look. Because I'm around natural bodybuilding. I know natural bodybuilding. You'll be shocked on how light these guys are that look huge. Like the best guys on my stages ever, and I've had times where I've had peak times where the natural bodybuilding movement or natural bodybuilders were fucking impressive. These guys were weighing like 175, and they were fucking huge. And I was like, wow, this guy's huge. How much you weigh? 175. It's like, what the fuck? Or something like 168 and stuff. You're like, what? Because they're shredded to fuck and no body fat. And they're probably about 5'10", but they're 168. And it looks massive on a natural guy. And they would just go get... I've seen some natural guys do well because against juicers, just because they have way... a natural guy... A peak natural guy at top level is a beautiful physique, okay? A guy with great genetics and pushes it to the limit and keeps a thin waist and a tight skin, no acne, nice, you know what I mean? And a nice body, looks very impressive, but they're gonna look small compared to these juiced up freak shows, right? And that's the problem. It's kind of discouraging, I guess. It could be, but they gotta stay true to themselves, and that's where you gotta get the mindset of, we can't worry about what other people are doing. We have to worry about you. That's it. That's the toughest thing ever. I know we all compare ourselves to people. I fucking do it all the time. We have to struggle to stay focused and worry about ourselves. Okay, how do you feel? How have your gains been, right? Like, are you reaching your goals? How is your physique based on the genetics you're given, right? Because we're all given a certain genetics, right? Are you willing to put in the work? Because a quick fix isn't always the answer, right? A quick fix, usually there's a quick fix for a reason. If it came quickly, it's gonna fucking, something's gonna come with that cost. Nothing's easy. Like, I could literally... The funny thing is, like, you'll hear guys in natural, right? Okay, they might have gained 20 pounds of muscle their whole entire career of working out as a natural athlete. And 20 pounds of muscle is a fucking lot. But we think that's not nothing. But the funny thing is, these guys, because they're good genetics probably too, if they go on gear, they're going to make better gains in the first year on gear than they made their entire 15 years of working out. That's what's scary, but they're going to pay a hell of a cost that I don't think they want to pay. Okay? But when you're young, you don't think about the cost. Because I was talking about Shaun Clarita earlier. He used to be a great natural physique, and he used to be a natural bodybuilder. Because he probably lives about 4 hours from me. I've seen him, and he's done shows that I've done. So I used to go to the natural shows and drive out to Syracuse, New York. He competed in Syracuse, New York a few years after me, because he's younger than me. And he was this little guy under like 130 something, looked phenomenal, because he's short as hell. He's like 5'3" or something. Really, really tiny guy, right? But 130 at 5'3" is huge, right? He had a great physique naturally. And then he decides not to go that route anymore, and he gets up to about 170. So he put on 40 pounds of muscle. 130 to 170, 40 pounds. That's 30% of your body weight almost, right? Goes to show you, drugs fucking work. Do you think now he's up to 200, and now he looks weird. His proportions are so fucking out of whack. But he's freaky, he's looking as hell. But he's a small little guy that's just jacking himself out beyond what his body can handle, and his bone structure's changing and everything, right? Because I was looking at him, I was like, what is up with this guy's forehead? He's got the Neanderthal forehead created, and he used to have a small little head. He's a small little guy. He's only a 130-pound little 5'3" guy. He used to weigh 130 pounds, okay? And he was muscular at 130. He wasn't like a skinny 130. He was a I won the overall in natural bodybuilding 130. Most people would be happy with that. But to each their own, right? And you don't think he's not abusing steroids? He's abusing them with a capital A. Like, you don't even have to, like nowadays, you don't even have to even tell me what you're taking. We know you're taking all kinds of shit. I look at you, I know you're on all kinds of shit. You used to be 130, you're now 200, and you're only 5'3". Okay? You are so jacked up, something funny. Yeah, shit. Abraham, you got a lot of good ideas, man. Because I'm trying to also figure out my lane in YouTube content creating too, right? Because I don't want to be like all of a sudden start copying people. But the things you're telling me though are great ideas. Like, I don't really see other people doing this, and if they are, they're the lower level people that I'm not noticing then, because I'm not seeing the top YouTubers doing this stuff. And you got to create your own lane. And that's a good idea. I like these ideas. I'm going to start really thinking about that a lot, about the 80s and 90s compared to now. And that'll also be stuff like short and tall, the women's bodybuilders of then to now. Stuff like that will be fun. Like the top male bodybuilders to then to now. Like, this is going to be fun stuff. So I wasn't even thinking about doing that one, Chris Bumstead versus Arnold Schwarzenegger. And yeah, if you put them side by side, people are going to say, oh, Chris Bumstead would beat his ass. Yeah, but Arnold did it in the 70s, okay? Where are we now? That's 50 years ago. Arnold's peak was 1974, okay? He was so far ahead of his time, it's not even funny. And we're comparing to a guy 50 years later who's on more drugs, the stuff that I can't even pronounce, that they didn't even think of back then, what they're taking now. And they're probably more riskier than they were back then too. Back then, I think they did D-ball or something. I don't know anything about drugs, right? But you hear about, like, everyone knows D-ball, Anadrol, Test, or what about Deca, like all these things, right? That's what they all took, and they didn't take a lot. And I really love to like be the fly in the wall at Ronnie Coleman's house, because I love to know the bullshit this guy talking. Like, 'cause I know he's telling everyone he was natural up until the Olympias and stuff. And then I'm looking at him like, you know what? You're probably lying through your fucking teeth. Because everyone, when it comes to drugs, everyone fucking lies. Whatever cycle they tell you they're on, fucking double that. And if they say they're not on much, they're on a lot. If they say they're not on anything, they're on a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm starting to believe that there's, like, I'm looking at the physique of Ronnie Coleman, because I even like to say too, oh yeah, Ronnie used to be natural. Look at the physique on him, amazing. He probably wasn't, because he has everything to gain by saying he was, right? If he says he's always been on drugs, that doesn't help him any, right? Because he's trying to downplay the amount of drugs he did at his peak, right? So how you can do that is like, look at me here, look how good I looked without drugs. I just did a little bit of stuff and became this monster. Okay, okay. Let's get Vicky Gates. Is that who he used to be with before? You don't think she was on drugs? So she was on drugs, but you weren't, because you were with her. That was your girlfriend at all her bodybuilding career and all your bodybuilding career at the beginning while you were still with her, right? And she wasn't on drugs. Oh no. You ever looked at Vicky Gates? That chick's natural. Okay. Because why would your chick be geared up and you're not, and you're competing against men's bodybuilders who are all geared up, but yet she's gonna jack up, but not you? Like, it's just so much bullshit out there, man. People lie so much just to cover their ass. That's why you can't believe anything you hear or see. You have to just worry about your own self. Because people lie, and people lie a lot. Because people will lie for all reasons. They don't want to be judged. Maybe there's something to do with their career. Maybe or maybe just for promotion of themselves. That's career-wise again, and that's money-wise. At least they think. They think if they say something, it's going to hurt them. Or just people around them. They're worried about what people will think of them. There's just so many reasons to lie, right? And people do it all the time. Anyway, so subscribe, guys. Let's get that 21. I'm going to refresh my... I know when I go on my phone and look at my analytics, it's going to say that I'm at the 2100, but I'd love if it just popped on my screen so I can give a little celebration here. It's not going to, because it never, ever updates. Maybe if I go out of it, I'm going to go out of YouTube and then go back in on my computer. I got to keep my other one on. I got to keep my... phone on just because obviously I'm on live, right? So let's go into YouTube again. So basically kind of like reset my YouTube and let's see what it's saying. Yeah, I think that's another thing I'm gonna do on YouTube as well, is I'm gonna be more out there and speak my mind on things, because what do I got to lose? Like, fuck. Like, I'm not gonna go around kissing the ass of YouTubers that are on fucking steroids, right? Because all the people, because now they downplay everything by saying, oh, I'm only on TRT. You're on drugs. You said TRT, I heard it, that's drugs. I don't give a fuck what you say. And they're, because you abused steroids before, and now your testosterone got low, you went and got checked, you got TRT, so that's the loophole, because when you come off a cycle, your test is low, blah, 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 so now you're prescribed testosterone. So now you got a loophole that you get a physician to prescribe you fucking testosterone, and now you think that you're natural or something. You're on drugs. And the reason you're on TRT is because you're abusing drugs, so this is all a bunch of bullshit. So always let me... like, just so many people are full of shit, it's not even funny. Like, dude, I'm gonna just start being more that guy that just tells it like it is. Because I have nothing to lose. Because what are you gonna do? Look, what are you gonna do? Catch me? Like, look at me, I'm fucking natural. Like, come on. Like, the people, I love the people that preach natural, and you know goddamn well they're not. Fake natties are irritating as hell, right? And they're out there. I'm not gonna worry about trying to prove it or not, but you just look. You don't need to even say nothing. Just look. I'm looking at you. Like, okay, I'm looking at you. You are not natural. Like, say whatever the fuck you want. You're not natural, and some of them can be easily caught. Some of them you just look back at pictures, like, okay, there you are 2 years ago at 35, and now you're at 37. So in your 30s, you put on 20 pounds of muscle, and you gain these traps that I've never seen before. Traps and delts are almost like the telltale signs, and people try to pretend it's not the telltale signs. And another telltale sign is also, especially for young people that go on drugs, they'll all of a sudden start bulking up so you can't see the progress happening, right? Because it looks like they're just gaining bulky weight. Because if I put fat on my body, now you can't see all the muscle mass and veins all start happening, right? It's all being hidden. And now it looks like you did a bulk up. And now you can lean down after and say, look, I gained 10 pounds of muscle from my bulk up. It's like, that's the biggest crock of shit I ever heard, but I like it. It's a nice cover up. At least you tried. If you're gonna go and be a fake natty, at least you put some effort in this shit. You didn't just look phenomenal out of nowhere and deny it. You actually went through a fake, you actually committed to a bulk up to cover up the mass build. Like, I can bulk up all I want, and I want to get to a certain my weight. How do these guys that are small guys bulk up to 200? But it's a fat. They look chubby. Then they die down, and all of a sudden they're 180 ripped, and their initial weight was 150. So they're going to tell you, oh, that damn bulk up's what did it. I finally ate a lot, and I finally trained differently. I finally took my bulk up serious, and I gained 30 pounds of muscle in a year, and I'm natural. So you got to be fucking kidding me, right? There's so many liars out there. It's not even funny, right? That's why just basically, if something doesn't look right, don't believe it. If you know what I mean, use your fucking instinct. Use your whatever, your gut instinct. When something looks fishy, it's fishy. If it feels like something's off, there's something off. That's why if you don't compare yourself to others, you don't have to worry about any of this bullshit. Because if I'm not going to compare myself to some guy who put on, there's a fake natty saying he's gained 10 pounds of muscle and I'm all discouraged and stuff. No, why be discouraged? Worry about yourself. You got your own genetic makeup. You got your own goals. Whether fucking Sam Sulek is 270 or he's 200 does not affect my fucking life. It doesn't affect my physique because I'm not Sam Sulek. Whether he's on drugs or not, he's on drugs, but whatever. But it doesn't even matter. Chris Bumstead's physique, why the fuck does that matter to me? Because it doesn't affect my physique. I can watch it as entertainment, but why would I be discouraged by that shit? Or a beautiful woman and stuff. If you're not a beautiful woman, like, you're not going to just become one. I'm 5'9". I'm not going to be 6'2", no matter what the fuck I do. I can cry about all I want. My heaviest weight will be 160 pounds. I'm not going to be 200 pounds. Okay? Well, we know there's a way I could, but but I'm not going that route. I'm not going to be that. Like, you got curly hair, you got short hair, you got this, you got that, you got brown eyes, you got blue eyes. Everyone, we are our own person, guys. Anyways, I'm going to jump off here. Shit, I wasn't planning on being here for an hour. But the funny thing is, when I look at my phone, I'm going to get that subscriber count. I know it. But sometimes the analytics don't refresh automatically. But I think my phone has like live refreshing, like for analytics, like for subscriber count. Like I get updated live. And my desktop's saying it does that, but I know it doesn't because every time I look at here, it's always different than when I look at my... Because they want you to go on your phone for analytics. It's just so convenient. It's right there in your hand too, right? And you know our phones are so tapped into the universe, right? Because they've got us locked, the world's got us locked down by our phones. They know every fucking movement we make by our phones, right? So our phones update fucking automatically. Our phone's updating faster than anything. If you've got your desktop or a car or whatever, your phone's updating the fastest of all of it. Okay, Matt, well, thanks. Yeah, because supposedly I just need one sub to get 2,100. But I might already have it. I don't know. So if I go on my phone, I may have it. Because like I said, my desktop doesn't update as quick. I don't know why. It says it's a live update, but then I'll look on my phone, and it'll be different numbers, right? My phone's always steps ahead. Okay, well, I'm going to jump off, guys. So if you haven't subscribed yet, do that. I come on here all the time, so you're going to see me anyways. So if you're subscribed, especially if you do notifications, you'll know when I'm on here. But anyways, you're going to bump into me on here anyways, because I almost jump on here every day. Pretty much every day. Some days I go on here twice. Some days it's 3. Some days I'll be on here for an hour, 2 or longer. Some days it might be 20 minutes, but I'm on here all the time. You're gonna bump into me. So anyway, just say hi when you bump into me next. Subscribe to the channel. I gotta get off here now because it's basically gonna be, well, I might as well give 10 seconds. It's gonna be 1 hour in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we've been on here 1 hour, so I'm just gonna jump off now. Good seeing you, Matt. Good seeing you, Abram. Oh, remember that judgment of process. That's true too. So you should just be happy. Like even with the growth of my channel, I just be happy with every new subscriber I get. I can't be comparing myself to guys like fucking Greg Doucette who have 2 million subscribers and all that shit and making millions and shit, right? That's the thief of all joy. Just be happy in all your steps, because eventually you'll get to where you want to get to, or you'll get to where you're supposed to get to. You'll get to where you deserve to be, right? The amount of work you put into something, and yeah, and everyone's goals are different. So anyways, but yeah, thanks, everybody. You got some good positive shit going on. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to jump off here, guys, and we will talk to you all later. All right, take care.